Hello everyone, peace of Christ to all. This video is extremely important. I wish I would like you to copy it and post it everywhere. In this video, we will show a very clear evidence that Islam is a false religion and the God of Islam cannot be the real God. I will start speaking about chapter 4, verse number 82, and the reason I'm going to talk about this verse is the following. This is Muhsin Khan translation, so Muslims cannot say this is my own translation, this is your Muslim translation. The God of Islam is saying here that if this book is not from God, you can read yourself, they should find in it is contradiction. If it had been from other than Allah, they would surely have found therein many contradiction. So now, how we will know if this book is other than Allah? Other than Allah mean here, by the way, other than the real God, supposedly, right? Because for Muslims, Allah is the real God. So if it is not from the real God, what we will find, how we will know that it is not from the real God? If we found contradiction. And as long it is Allah who said this rule in here, I don't think Muslims can complain, because Allah, He said, this is the rule. To know if this is from the real God or not, you should find contradiction. I like this verse, so let us practice it. According to this verse, if we found contradiction in the Quran, this book cannot be from God. Already we found a lot and a lot of them. But let us add one more and explain it more so people they can get the evidence. And we will not use any book except the books of Muslims. Let us go and read the following chapter. Actually, before we read any chapters, we need to know that the Quran says many places that Allah created the earth and the heaven in 6 days. Put this word 6 days in the search engine and you will find all those verses. You see the numbers, chapter 11 verse 7, chapter 10 verse 3, chapter 7 verse 54, all of them, many, saying clearly again and again and again that Allah, He created the earth and the heaven in 6 days. So let us make it clear. Quran mentioned in many places Allah created the earth and the heaven in 6 days, which means if we found different place in the Quran saying more than 6 days or less, it means the Quran cannot be from God. Due to what? Due to the verse we did read, the one it says, if this book is not from God, as we see in here, chapter 4 verse number 82, if this Quran is not from God, we will find what? Many contradiction. So let us study this case and see if there are only 6 days or there's other different numbers in the Quran. We go to chapter 41 verse number 9, 10, 11, 12, but due to the time we are going to start from here. You will see in here Allah is saying the following, that Allah created the earth in 2 days. So what he did in the 2 days, in the first 2 days, He created the earth. In what? In 2 days. Verse number 10, He placed therein firm hills rising above it, and He blessed and He measured therein the sustenance in 4 days. So what He did, He above the earth, He did all those things in what? In 4 days. So those 4 days have nothing to do with the first 2 days. The Muslim later they would try to say to you, oh, those 2 days, that those 2 days are part of those 4 days. False, because this 4 days is coming at the end of the sentences, because it's explaining to us what Allah He did above it. Above what? Above the earth. He put mountains, He gave it the measurement of everything, trees, grass, animals, everything. And then we will see that Allah He turned to the heaven, He went to the heaven, and the heaven was a smoke. So until that time the heaven was what? Was a smoke. And by the way, I made a video before showing that this verse contradicted chapter 79 verse number 28, 29, 30, 31. Go and read yourself and you will see that in there Allah He finished the sky first and then He start working in the earth. This is additional contradiction, but now we will focus about the number of the days. So until now the sky is a smoke. Already we have 2 days in here, 4 days in here, it's 6 days already. So when He created the sky, here we go, He says, and then He made them 7 skies in 2 days. Those are additional 2 days. So here we have 2 days Here we have 4 days, and here we have another 4 days, another 2 days, sorry. The total is 8. But we showed you how many verses in the Quran saying that the total is 6. This is a very clear contradiction. But as I said, the Muslims, they will give you the answer as the following. Those 2 days is part of those 4 days. And guys, read it carefully and you will see. This is not true. Because this verse in here is speaking about what Allah He created above the earth. Allah, what He did above the earth in those 4 days. You will see all those 4 days is about what Allah He made in the top of the earth. Because the Muslim, they believe, if you read with me in here, by the way, there is a scientific mistake, stupid mistake actually. He said that He placed therein firm hills rising, which is mountains. The Muslim, they believe that Allah, He placed the mountains in the top of the earth, which is false. Because when you say you placed, it means the mountain was not there, and you brought it and you put it in the top of the earth, which is a stupid idea. Because the mountains are coming from inside the earth, not somebody placed them in the top of it. And this is an additional mistake in the Quran. This is a scientific mistake. But in here, you will notice that this verse is making it very clear that what He did in those 4 days is what He did above it, above the earth, not the earth itself. All of those things is above the earth. He placed mountain where above it. Having trees, having animals, this is all is above it. In what? In 4 days, as you see. So the total must be, as we said, 8 days. And this is showing a contradiction. But you know, just to make myself more clear, I'm going to show you more proof from Muhammad himself. Because the Muslim, they might say, you know what, you are trying to explain it up to you. And this is false. Okay, let us go and see what your Prophet himself said. This is the book of Sahih Muslim, book number 39, hadith number 6707. The Prophet of Islam, he said, not me, remember Muslims, that Allah created on Saturday the clay. What He created on Saturday? The clay. The mountains in Sunday. And He created trees in Monday. He created the entailing labor on Tuesday. Allah, He created the evil. By the way, in Arabic it says the evil. In Tuesday. And created the light on Wednesday. The light on Wednesday. And Allah caused the animals to spread on Thursday. This is what He did on Thursday. And He created Adam after Asr, which means afternoon, Friday, on Friday. Now, the Muslim, they might get happy, by the way, with this hadith, because they will say, okay, you see, Allah created the clay on Saturday, this is creating the earth. Then He created mountains on Sunday. And this is a proof that the first day, 2 days, is included with the 4 days. Muslims, don't get excited too much, because your Prophet in this hadith, he gets screwed. I'm not trying to be rude, by the way, but he gets screwed. Because count with me how many days we have. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and last one, Friday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is 7 days of creation. Your Prophet is lying. It is not 6, it's not 8 no more. It is 7. Now guess what? The Muslim, they might say to you, this hadith is weak. This is the perfect answer the Muslim they give, you know, to avoid their ass to be kicked. And by the way, I'm not talking about kicking your ass physically, okay? I'm talking about making you wake up. Let us go and see if this is a weak hadith or not, just to refute the answers before they give it to us, because they will say this is a weak hadith. We go and we see if it's a weak or not. This is the website of Al-Albani. Al-Albani, one of the most famous Muslim sheikh. He made books. Those books is to clear out which hadith is weak and which hadith is strong. And it's accepted by all Muslims. Look what it says with me in here in Arabic. This hadith is sahih. It is what? It is sahih. What sahih mean? It is correct. It is correct. So we found you that Muhammad even don't agree with his God. And Muslims cannot say this hadith is weak no more. This hadith is very correct. And actually not only that, he said, the mullah, he says, and this hadith is not against the Quran. Here we go. And he is your biggest mullah, al-Imam al-Albani. وليس الحديث بمخالف للقرآن خلق الله التربة يوم السبت وخلق فيها الجبال يوم الأحد وخلق الشجر يوم الاثنين وخلق المكروه يوم الثلاثاء وخلق النور يوم الأربعاء وبث فيها الدواب يوم الخميس وخلق آدم بعد العصر من يوم الجمعة. It's very clear. And he agree, and all Muslims admit that this is the best of their scholars, and they accept whatever he's saying about the hadith. Which one is correct? Which one is not correct? And he's saying that in front of you, that it is correct, as you see in green, and this hadith is not against the Quran. But the fact it's against the Quran, because I showed you that. Because this guy, Muslims, this is how the Muslims are. They don't read really. None of them, he did count how many days in that hadith. Because if they made a little calculation, they will find right away that there is a problem, big problem. Either Muhammad is lying or Allah is lying. This is number one. Number two, the numbers don't match in the Quran itself between 6 and 8. Number three, the numbers of Muhammad don't match with the number 6 days and even 8 days, because he just created a new number which is 7 days. Now, as long as the Muslims, they agree that this hadith is very true and correct, they cannot say that this is not really a proof that Muhammad is a false prophet, because the false prophet, he should not, the Muslims, they say the hadith is sent to Muhammad by the guidance of Allah. The hadith itself is by the guidance of Allah, because the Quran says وَمَا هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَى, which means anything the prophet he say is from God. Anything, it's an inspiration. This is why Islam is based in two things, the Quran and the Sunnah. And the Sunnah mean whatever Muhammad he said and he did and he practiced. And this is what he said. It is 7 days. So it's a very clear evidence that Muhammad was lying to Muslims. I hope you enjoyed this video. Christ is Lord, Islam is false, and don't forget to get my book. It's going to be very soon in Amazon.com and in debatetv.org. The Deception of Allah, volume number 1, exposing the lies of Islam. Christ is Lord, Islam is false. Ameen.